Let's also get some terminology out of the way. I think you probably have already heard a lot about people talking about tech stacks. This is an image from 2023 about someone sharing their tech stack. A lot of words on here. Thankfully, the tech stack that we've chosen is not this verbose. This is actually what we have, and you'll see that the two of these things are like the Sentry and Posthog are actually optional. What's really at the core of the apps you're going to be building are these three things. And so you have your front end. This is where all your UI is. As an end user, this is what you're seeing. Like everything that you can see is on the front end. And we're going to be using a platform called Vercel to store our front end. And then on the back end, this is pretty much everything that the user doesn't see. This might be used for more complicated and harder logic. If you were to think about a platform that does like video editing and you want to speed up, like let's say you want to speed up the video, the actual logic that does that is probably going to require a lot of compute, and it's not going to be done on the user's computer. It's going to be done on some server or the backend. And the way the front end tells the backend to do something is using an HTTP request. So when they click like a button, it might send an HTTP request to a backend server that tells like a certain job that it wants completed. And the backend service that we're going to use is called Modal. They have a pretty generous free tier. And then finally, you have your database. We're going to be using a platform called Supabase. And database, as it implies, stores all of your data. So for the Instagram example, all of the post data gets stored in a database. And then on the front end, when you're searching stuff up or you open your feed, it's going to want to read this data back. Sometimes they'll do this through the backend. Other times, it can just grab it directly from a thin layer on top of the database. Yeah, this is really it. I guess for the optional parts, you have Posthog. This kind of sits around everything, mostly the front end, and this will tell you analytics about like what the users are clicking on, and it helps. It's also useful because you can record user sessions. And Sentry wraps around all of this, the front end, back end, and it'll tell you anytime an error happens, which is nice because you don't want to have to wait for a user to manually report that they're having an issue. You want to know as soon as it happens.